and welcome. This is Jovi, and this is Wild Thoughts. This is my thoughts. This is free speech, so I don't buy talk. Albeit, this is how I see it. Like the video, share the video, subscribe to my channel. Don't like the video, don't share the video. You know what? Just like the darn video. Love it, subscribe it, it's good for you.
Allegedly, it was reported that Rygin King was arrested because he got caught with a firearm or a illegal firearm in the state of New York, right? It seems like he's currently out on bail, so good for him, right? But I've seen a few videos, circling around, on YouTube and other social media platforms, and a lot of them is very critical of him, especially being through what he's been through. Why would you be carrying around a legal weapon, right? But I should caution you guys, and I also read it in the comments too. I should caution you guys that don't rush to judge, right? Because you see what happened to Donald Trump, right? He has a secret service there, and police and all kind of military, right? A whole bunch of badassery that he has there, right? And that still didn't save him from getting shot, right? Rygin King being in the position that he's been in, being shot before, being attacked, almost killed, he has a right to carry a weapon. He should be carrying a weapon, right? Should he be carrying an illegal weapon? No, but we don't know if it's an illegal weapon. It might be illegal in New York, but it's not illegal where he actually lives. So a lot of us travel around the country, and we come to the United States, and we travel around the country, and we don't really understand the laws, right? The gun laws in New York is pretty tight, right? They're not so lax on gun, but down south, you can just buy a gun and carry it around, put it in your pocket, and walk out, right? And walk around with it in many of those southern states, right? So before we rush to judgment, we want to find out where he lives, right? Which state does he live in? Did he only travel to New York to do work and then go back home? So what state did he live in, and what are the gun laws there, right? Could it be a misunderstanding that he's just have a illegal weapon? Yes, he has an illegal weapon because it's not. You can't just carry around a weapon in New York, and that doesn't just happen to dancehall artists. It happened to hip hop artists. It happened to Lil Wayne before. Right, he went to New York carrying around guns because he's from New Orleans, right? And that's a place where you just buy a gun and just walk out, with it in your purse or in your pocket or whatever the case may be. You can walk around with it. That's not illegal. You go to New York or you go to California or some other place that is tough on guns, then you're gonna be in trouble. But a lot of people don't know the laws. They just think that because a lot of people don't leave the space that they're in, even just within the United States. Like, I'm in California, Nevada is next door. I don't know what goes on over there. So I can go over there and get caught up in something illegal because I don't really know the laws. It's not that I'm trying to break the law, but I just break the law by default or based on the technicality because I don't really understand what the hell that goes on in Nevada, right? So some of these things we have to not rush to judge and just kind of watch the situation play out and try to gather as much information as we can before we even comment on it, right? We don't know what the circumstances is or what the circumstances are, right? So we just gotta watch and see, right? Hopefully it's he has a public hearing, right? So we can actually see into court as to how it plays out, right? And we can have a better understanding of what really happened. But he should have a weapon. The incident that happened to Donald Trump just proves that, right? It's only you can protect your life in the best way possible. It doesn't matter how many people you hire or what kind of people you hire. You can hire the baddest motherfuckers, and guess what? They may freeze up. You know, stuff happen and they may freeze up. How do you know that the big bad bully that you hire is not gonna run off when he or she hears shots fired? You know, you gotta have something to shoot back too. And that's how it works here. Like, my neighbor is not gonna just run up in my house here, because they're worried that, okay, if I have a weapon in mind, so might he. Right? So that's why it's legal here to have guns, right? Because you call the police, you know, America probably have the most rapid response when it comes to, or one of the most rapid response when it comes to the cops showing up. But it only take a couple of seconds, right, for somebody to come in and slaughter your own family, your entire family, and just leave, right? You gotta have a way to put up some form of resistance, and that's owning a weapon yourself, right? And people in your house being trained how to properly discharge that weapon to protect the family. Because if somebody come in my house and provide there's a gun here, I may not be the one that shot back. It could be, you know, my wife. It could be my kids. It could be somebody, because I may come down and run to the kitchen for a knife and forgot that I even have a gun. So it's important that the people in your house is aware of how to properly handle. If you have a firearm, it would behoove you to make sure that people inside your house know how to handle that weapon and how to be safe with it, right? But I don't fault him for having a gun, especially if he almost lost his life by the gun. He should have a gun to protect himself, because nobody can protect you better than you, right? And this whole slogan about put on the gun from a band 1986 until now, me hear Jamaica and I say put on the gun. That now work. You have more gun than from that time until now. You have more gun. People have picked them up, right? And the thing about somebody may break in your house and steal it, how come the criminal has theirs and nobody's breaking in their house and stealing theirs? So you can protect yours just the same. Nobody is breaking in the criminal's house and stealing it. So why you believe somebody's gonna break in your house and steal it? The fear of meeting resistance going into your house is what would prevent the criminal from breaking your house and steal your weapon, because they don't know who is in there. So we can't just think about it one-sided. We got to think about it 360. And from my personal perspective, I think it's time for the Jamaican government to make it easier for Jamaicans to own a weapon to protect themselves and protect their family, right? Because the government has proved from time and time again that they are not equipped and they're not able to protect the citizens of the country, right? So the best way to make sure that the crime rate goes down is for people to be able to protect themselves. Or the murder rate. I shouldn't say crime rate, because crime could be anything. Stealing is still a crime. Right? Scamming is still a crime. right? But for people, for the murder rate to go down, people has to be able to protect themselves. And people would be a lot more leery about breaking into people's house and slaughtering their whole family. One guy have a gun in the neighborhood and he intimidate everybody. That's nonsense, right? So going back to the Rygin King situation, he should have a gun, and whether it's legal or not, we don't know that. It might be illegal for him to carry in the United States, carrying it around with him, but wherever he lives, I would have to find out where in the United States he lives. Where is he coming from? Where is he going? Right? So he just got caught up in passing. That's basically what it is. Because probably he's gonna leave there and go to another state that you can carry. Who knows? Those things changes from state to state. Right? And he might get off the case too, because especially his story. If he hire a good lawyer and the story that he has would help him to get out. If he's in a wheelchair, why am I in a wheelchair? Right? He has a song about that thing too, where he said like, this is an emergency. Right? When I say this is to protect me from human being in a them deadly farm. I am not gonna die without a cause or something like that. Him tell you. You know the song emergency. That him have a weapon, but this is what is protecting me from. This is to protect my farm. And this is what is protecting me from human being in their deadly farm. That's why he has a weapon. Because he has meted up with that human being in their deadly farm. He has meted up with that before. So why wouldn't you carry around a weapon? Like, oh, you didn't learn. Yeah, of course he learned. I need a weapon because if he was able to shot back at that point when he got attacked, probably whatever happened to him wouldn't happen to him. Because some criminals don't like resistance. That's what I realized. They don't like resistance. The moment you can shoot back, and the moment they hear you shooting back, they're gone. First of all, they're running and they're shooting sideways. So they shoot you and you go drop. They don't even see when you drop. Right? Because they're scared. They just run in one hand and they're shooting sideways. And they're running away. A former police officer tell me that a shootout only lasts for like 3 seconds. And I'm talking about a former police officer that used to be a cop in Jamaica. Said a shootout between the police and a gunman only lasts for about 3 seconds. Because I think that's just the conversation was, aren't you scared, man? You got to go into those communities and shoot out. It's like, well, the shootout only lasts for about 3 seconds. Because the moment they hear shots coming, they're gone. They will shoot at you, but the moment they hear you return fire and they hear shots firing back, they're gone. They disappear. They don't like resistance. So the moment that if he had a gun at that point, probably he could have prevented what happened to him. So if that happened to him, why shouldn't he carry a gun? He should carry a gun, right? It's just that in New York, you probably take your chances because it's probably very hard to get, license to conceal carry. So you try to hide it somewhere, but they're looking out for that stuff over there, right? So I would have to know the situation. Does he live in New York? I don't know. If he live in New York, then he should have known the laws in New York. I'm not gonna just make excuses for him. But if he's come from another state where you can carry around a weapon, then you can look at that a little bit different. Anyway, that's my take. Thank you for watching, and like, share the video. Okay? Bye. Look at that a little bit different. Anyway, that's my take.